Hi, my name is Koren Wiskman and I'm here at Scrapbook.com and I'm very excited to be making a card with you guys today. I am using some brand new exclusive Scrapbook.com inks to make this card. I'm using them with a fun new stamp set from Scrapbook.com called Sentiments for Every Day, and it has a beautiful scripty font with sentiments like happy birthday, thinking of you, best wishes, I'm so sorry, thank you, welcome baby, and congratulations. I would love to be able to give someone an I'm so sorry card. I often have to say that. Maybe you don't have to actually say it. You could just give them a card. I'm so sorry. So we're going to start with a piece of Neenah 80-pound cardstock, and we're going to do some stamping. I'm actually going to apply the ink using ink daubers. That way we can get a gradient effect with the ink. We're going to see how it turns out. You never know. It could be gorgeous. I'm going to use ink daubers and these inks, which are a hybrid ink, to apply the ink on my stamp and then stamp it to the paper. So we're starting with Mardi Gras, which is a beautiful purple shade. We're getting a fair amount of ink on this ink dauber. It's brand new ink dauber, so I really like to make it nice and juicy. And then you just dab on, this is going to be all purple. So you don't really have to do it this way, but since we're learning this technique, we'll just do it this way. It's a great way to apply ink to your stamp. I tend to be an over inker, so you can tell me if it's just too much. So I've got purple on my stamp. We're going to bring it to our paper and align it at the top and just stamp it down. Try not to move it around and give it a fair amount of pressure. Look how pretty it is. Now I want this next layer to be a gradient from purple to blue. So we're going to add the purple. I'm not going to clean off my stamp. That might bother a few of you. It's okay. It's just ink. So I'm going to apply the ink to the top part of this welcome baby. And then I usually sit my ink dauber right in front of the ink so I don't mix them up. And then we're going to go in the blue, which is surfboard. What a fun name. I wish I could surf. You're definitely not doing that in Arizona. I'm adding the blue to the bottom portion and going back in with the purple at the top. And then we're going to stamp welcome baby right below where we just did, lining it up. Fair amount of pressure. Ta-da! And now it looks purple on the top and blue on the bottom. So now we're going to go all blue, and I want to take off the purple. So we need to use our stamp Shammy. I love that noise. So this one's going to be all blue. We're going to align it right under where we just stamped. We're going to have a whole line of welcome babies. Yay! Now we're going to add blue to the top of the welcome baby and green to the bottom. So it has a blue to green gradient effect. So we're going to start with the blue and just add a little bit towards the top and then set that aside and go into the green, which is succulent. Nice, and get it nice and juicy. And we're going to add this to the bottom of the welcome baby. And I like to go back in once more and just reapply the blue so that there's a good amount of both ink colors. So now we have to line it up to the best of our ability. It does not have to be perfect. This is a handmade card. And ta-da! I love this. This is so fun. Okay, so now I want to go all green. So I'm going to clean off my stamp again and add the green. This green really looks good with my outfit. Once you have a good fair amount of ink on there, take it to your project, line it up. Okay, so this one didn't stamp very well, so I want to reapply the ink. And to do this, you can see through the stamp and the block. So you're going to try to line it up exactly where you stamped it before. Fingers crossed. That's not too bad. I think I did good. Pat myself on the back. So I finished off the card front all the way to the bottom so that it has a nice line of welcome baby. You could use thank you all the way down and then best wishes as the sentiment. Today we're going to use congratulations. Now we're going to trim the sides because I'd like a little bit of pattern paper to show through. This is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 right now. So we're going to cut about an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch. Let's see. Let's find out how much we're going to cut off. Okay, so I want to take off the excess white part that's not needed. That's about all. Maybe 1/4 of an inch off of both sides. Try to stay consistent on both sides. That way your card doesn't look totally wonky. There's always a chance that my card is going to look totally wonky. And they're going to love it anyway. So that is slightly thinner than a typical card front because I want to add this striped pattern paper behind it. So we're going to add a little bit of tape runner adhesive to the pattern paper. This pattern paper is cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and we're just going to apply it to the card front. When I do this, I usually stand it up straight, line up the bottom part, and then close the gap together. And that way it's somewhat straight on your card front. And then I want this to pop up, so we're going to add some foam tape or craft foam to the back and pop it up in the center here. This craft foam has adhesive on the back side, so we only need to add adhesive to one side. Oh yeah, that's classy. So we're going to add that there, and then this is a little bit too exposed, so we're going to have another piece here. And center it right there. Just enough to give it a little bit of dimension. So now I'm going to add a little bit of double-sided adhesive, and this does not have to be any sort of way. You can just put this on the craft foam. See, there's no rhyme or reason. Make sure it's nice and stuck down, and that way the release paper comes off really easy. So I'm going to apply the Welcome Baby card front over the pattern paper on the card front in the center so that the strips show on each side. So now's a good time to fold your card base because I'm going to center my congratulations that I've already pre-stamped and cut out over the center portion here, but I want it to pop out a little bit more. So I'm going to add some dots, some little decorative dots behind here just to make this sentiment pop a little bit more. I like to warm up the pen sometimes on my finger. I yell at my kids for drawing on themselves, and here I am doing it. Look at this. I hope they're not watching. Okay, so I want to add a little bit of dots, and this really, there's no rhyme or reason to this. You just add a little bit of fun. We're going to add a little bit of foam tape to the back of the sentiment so that it itself pops up. Okay, so now I'm going to apply the sentiment that I've added foam tape to the card, just around those dots that I added, centering it as much as possible, and that's it. You have a nice congratulations and welcome baby. You could do this in pink for a girl, or neutral like this one, or make it more masculine. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more from Scrapbook.com, please like, share, subscribe, and leave a message. Happy crafting!